No, it's bad. It's very bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad in a way that I didn't see coming. I knew it would be bad, right? It's a lot like when you're about to have a car accident. If anyone here has been in a car accident, you know the moment before the accident, like when you lose control of the car or when you see the other car coming, there's that moment where you're like, what is about to happen isn't going to be good. But let's see what type of bad it is. Will I survive? I have no idea. Yeah, it's, uh-oh. No, because we, as far as media goes, we try to sugarcoat some of it. Sometimes we'll try to, sometimes we'll try to like blame y'all for something. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes we'll give it a shot, but we never do it at like the right time. Like there's fires, right? There's wildfires and everything. And it would be a good time to be like, I can't believe Canada over here burned, then we get their air and then they poison us our smoke. That would be great timing if there also wasn't a fire in Michigan right now. Like the way that you would try. The timing couldn't have been worse if the fire was behind you. The fact that you're like, you see these Canadian fires is what's polluting our air and everything. Why is my back so hot? Everything feels upside down. And not just in a, not just in a sense of decorum or anything. Everything feels upside down because what you should do, the things that you're taught to do. And I'm only speaking right now as a citizen of the United States, so I don't know if you see it this way, but I'm there almost all the time, and things are so backwards that now the produce is gonna kill us. It's never a recall on the candy. The candy, there's never a recall on like the double blasted gushers. There's never a recall on the ultimate Choco Tacos. Like, no, this is the produce right now that is tearing us up. It's bad. It's so bad that the news, you know the news, where you get your news. The news came out and said, hey, everybody over here eating well. Everybody here eating right, eating your fruits and vegetables, watch out because there's a parasite and it gives you, and I quote, explosive diarrhea. They didn't say upset stomach. They didn't say bowel issues. They went straight to top of the list, top number one. They didn't even do the thing that our drug commercials do at the end where they're like, they said, loud and proud, explosive diarrhea. And when I say they, I actually mean all of them. All of them. All of them said it. Fox News, ABC, CBS, everybody said it. One Nation News, like America Now, like everybody said it. Explosive diarrhea. They all said it. The same people who can't agree on the results of the 2020 election all said explosive diarrhea. Do you know how bad it must be? Do you know how bad it must be for everyone to bipartisan, explosive? I didn't think this would be what brought us together. I really didn't. I thought That's just how serious this is. It doesn't matter where you are in like the spectrum or the constellation of political opinion. It doesn't matter if you're progressive or conservative or liberal or alt-right. You might even be a Nazi. Everybody's like, that's explosive diarrhea. Do you know how many doctors must have said it for the news? To be like, we gotta start the list with the most important thing. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that when you live in the US and you try to like learn or whatever, that you go into debt for the rest of your life. Like that's already bad. If you're like, hey, I think I want to be a doctor, and it's like, okay, would you also like to be poor? Like that's a crazy question to ask your citizens. And learning was already hard, and housing, housing. They basically come out and been like, hey, you never gonna own a home. That's not gonna happen. All right, not while we're around. The people who own homes. Because we bought them in 1920 or whatever. Like, no. But you at least used to have a choice. They didn't make the choice easy. Don't get me wrong. They're putting McDonald's and every type of fast food restaurant, school boards around the country are making backdoor deals with fast food chains to like put a McDonald's in the school. And then they have the nerve to be like, well, look, the kids have choices. They can choose something healthy. And it's like, no, you sold them out. You did. Like, the kids didn't send a letter to McDonald's. McDonald's came to you. And you were like, break us off a little bit, yeah. You can streamline it right to their young veins. But you used to have kind of a choice. Eat healthy, eat what you want, eat certain things that are quote unquote bad for you in moderation, you know. And now, if you even try, to touch like a kumquat, if you even dare put your hands on a plantain, if you think you're gonna be safe with an apple, ooh, do I have news for you? And that's the thing. The attitude is like, just do the best you can, deal with it, whatever. That's insane. This is a health crisis happening. And it's happening in multiple states, and it happened fast. And then of all of the institutions, Taco Bell. Taco Bell was the one that stepped up and said, hey, look, hey. No. Because I know how y'all talk about us. No. Because I know what y'all do. I know how y'all talk about us. I know what you say about us on the best of days. And so in an abundance of caution, we will not be serving lettuce. We won't be serving tomato. We won't be serving cilantro. And I was like, cilantro? No, Taco Bell. No, you're not slick, okay? No, I've never heard of cilantro at Taco Bell. No. What are you talking about right now? No, you try to make yourself sound better than you are. I've never been to Taco Bell and heard someone say, hold the cilantro. I know how y'all do. Y'all love to pour the cilantro on. No, I like my taco without the taste of dish soap. No, thank you. No, you didn't. I read it twice. I was like, the only way to get cilantro on your Taco Bell is drop it on the floor, and cilantro was on the floor. That's the only time that there's been cilantro on Taco Bell. That's crazy that you were like, we won't even be doing. In a particularly terrible time in my life, I had a lot of Taco Bell, and I can assure you that there was no cilantro at all. That's like when you get robbed and then the insurance company asks what got stolen and you're like, I had a Gucci watch right here. And I had a PlayStation 4 and 5 next to each other. This place used to be nice. Cilantro. You must be out of your mind. There's no way. Taco Bell. A company I find so perplexing. The food at Taco Bell. I have not been to the Taco Bell here, but I've been to many Taco Bells in the States. And if it is anything like the Taco Bell in the States, the menu does not exist in any other language except Taco Bell. The menu, the words on the menu were made up by Taco Bell. This is not Mexican food at all. You cannot, if you went to Mexico and tried to order a double Chupa Lupa Crunch Wrap, they would look at you like you had lost your mind. That's not even Spanish. I find Taco Bell's menu disgusting, all right? Because they could have just had the same food. They could have been like, oh, Taco Bell, we'll have the same stuff that you would get at a Mexican restaurant. But they said no. No, not in these United States. I don't even know how you get the menu at Taco Bell. Like, I think the only way you get there is if you ask a racist person what people eat in Mexico and they just started talking. That's the only way you can get the Balupa Lupa Crunch Wrap, the Cholula Modelo Cochita. Menu doesn't make any sense at all. And then a Baja Blast. That color doesn't even exist in nature. A Baja Blast. I'm not even kidding. One time I was with my friends. We went to Taco Bell, and one of my friends got that big cup. I don't even know if y'all care about your citizens or whatever, so you might not even serve it here. But that big cup, the one with all the ounces, the one with a gallon of ounces in it, that big old cup that's sturdier than the other cups because it's got to hold more liquid than any of the other cups hold. It's one of those cups that's specifically made so that when you walk out with the cup, everyone can identify who's about to have diabetes, right? That cup. He got a full Baja Blast of that cup and drank the whole thing, which I didn't even know was humanly possible. I was like, your blood type is Baja Blast now. I can't believe you drank all that. And then, not even kidding, then an hour later, tried to argue with our other friend about Kierkegaard with a fully blue mouth. And I was like, no. Your mouth is blue, you lose. Your mouth is blue. Your whole mouth is blue. The whole mouth blue. Lips blue, teeth blue, tongue blue. And not just blue, a color of blue that doesn't exist anywhere but the Baja Blast, so everybody knows what it is. Look like you bit a Smurf in the face. Trying to argue about philosophy and economics and stuff. No, if someone ran in here right now with information that would save our lives but had a fully blue mouth, nobody would get up, nobody would listen. Your mouth blue, sir. Actually, I'm not even gonna call you sir. Your mouth blue, boy. That company that makes blue mouths, Taco Bell, in an abundance of caution, was like, hey, look. We don't know the source of the Psychosporora. No, they're over here out of their minds. You gotta be out of your mind. But they were like, you know what, we're gonna step up. Government hadn't stepped up yet. The government was like, ooh, you sound sick. The government did that thing like when you're out drinking with your friends and then one of your friends drinks too much and, you know, the other friend, no help, he's just like, ooh, you don't look good. Doesn't try to hold the hair back, doesn't try to do anything, just, wow, yeah, you look like you might die, I don't know. Taco Bell stepped up and they were like, you know what? We don't know if it's our supply. We don't know who it could be. So you know what? We're not going to serve it anymore. Because also Taco Bell knew their clientele. That's also what happened. Taco Bell knew that if you rolled up into Taco Bell and you ordered the Double Wubba Crunch Wrap and they were like, actually, we're out of lettuce, that not a single Taco Bell customer would be like, no lettuce? No, that's why I come to Taco Bell for the lettuce. How am I supposed to get my greens if Taco Bell doesn't have any lettuce? No, they knew that their customers wouldn't even notice that there was no lettuce between the cheese and the mystery meat. And so then they pulled it. And then the government does finally say something. They come out and like, you know what, y'all? We've heard your cries. We've heard you from the bathrooms. We've heard you screaming at the top of your lungs for action, and we will act. We're gonna look into it. First place we're gonna look is Taco Bell. What sense does that make? These are the people that were like, hey, in an abundance of caution, we're gonna stop even serving the thing. Then you must have done it. How is that possible? Taco Bell doesn't have a farm. There is not a farm where they make Taco Bell tomatoes and double Dorito Crunch Wraps. They have a supplier. So if you want to investigate somebody, investigate who supplies them. You're investigating Taco Bell for some reason. All right. It's a weird move. That's like in one of those crime documentaries when somebody finds a body and calls the police, and then the police are like, maybe you murdered him. I mean, you found the body, how convenient. Okay. And they even said, hey, we believe, it's still not fully confirmed as of this moment, but we believe that we've tracked one of the sources of the to this supplier for Taco Bell. This farm right here, is them, we think, maybe. But still don't eat any greens until further notice. The only issue is you also said it was in the berries. So what berries is Taco Bell selling? I'm sure when this bacteria was announced and people said it was in the berries, that Taco Bell was like, we in the clear. Our stuff is only named after berries. There is not a single berry in sight. We got all this stuff happening. And look, I genuinely love coming here. And the rumors are true, the stereotype is true and everything. Y'all are very polite. Y'all are incredibly polite. It's everything. I mean, it's all the stuff that people said it was, it is, and it, you know, y'all are very polite. Truly. Yeah, see, even there. Yeah. You're very polite, but you're not nice. No, you're not nice. No, Look, if you bump into somebody and they drop something, you'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll give you that. But nice, no. No, because you see us come over. You see citizens of the United States come over. And we're struggling, and y'all do a thing that's not y'all look at us, and y'all are like, that's not nice. In fact, I'm gonna read it to you right now, look, I'm gonna read this to you right now, just so that I make sure I quote them correctly, all right? Because this was crazy. I couldn't believe this when I saw this. This is wild. Okay, so you know all the stuff going on at Taco Bell, right? Well then, Taco Bell, okay? Taco Bell, Canada. Taco Bell Canada went ahead and posted online, we want you to hear it from us. We take your health and safety seriously. We've seen your comments and want to assure you that none of the affected lettuce made its way into our Canadian restaurants. So go ahead and satisfy that craving. See you soon. This is wild and unacceptable behavior. Y'all all supposed to be Taco Bell. What happened to the Taco Bell family unit? What happened to that? That's crazy that Taco Bell Canada is like, oh, we're not that Taco Bell though. That's crazy. That's why y'all supposed to be in this together. Yeah, how bad your Taco Bell gotta be for another Taco Bell to be like, oh, we're not dirty though. Because they typed it, no, it's all the punctuation is correct and everything, but they did the thing that y'all do. It's polite, it looks like a little letter and everything. It's not nice. That's not nice at all. It didn't make it into our Canadian restaurant. Why would you say it like that? That's insane. I can't believe y'all. It's Taco Bell. I mean, this is probably gonna do some irreparable damage. They were out here expanding, not just in the number of restaurants. They were even expanding concepts. They had it where you could get married at a Taco Bell Cantina Chapel. My buddy took a first date to Taco Bell and she was mad. I can't imagine. Because that's what ended up happening is we don't really have the same safeguards that we used to have because they thought people would forget, but Doge came in and they did a bunch of cuts, and the cuts didn't just affect the United States, it actually affected the entire world because they made cuts and they cut ties to parts of WHO, and they've lost funding at the CDC and everything, and so we're in a very bad way. And I don't know if you happen to have watched any of the depositions from some of the young people at Doge, but they are incredible to watch. They're phenomenal to watch because it's always like a 20 or 22-year-old that they have sat down that just gets real honest in the moment. Under oath, they're like, look. I just hit backspace a bunch of times, all right? I had no idea that was the water supply. That's my bad. They were trying to make cuts, and so they gave me a marker. I'd start marking stuff red. I didn't know. That's why we are where we are, and now our first and last line of defense against the psychospora is our head of Health and Human Services, RFK Jr. Which, yeah, we might die. Yeah, I mean, RFK Jr. That man, the man that stands there and just every time there's an ailment out and he comments on it, I'm like, he got it. Like, I don't. That's why he doesn't seem concerned, because he already has it. He living with it. That's why he's never alarmed. Nothing's ever a big deal. He'll get in front of the nation and be like, it's okay if your throat melts. It's like. Phenomenal, fantastic. He doesn't seem healthy, and so it's like, at best, we will make it up to, like, be where you are. Like, there's just so many things. You know what it is? I think that RFK Jr. as the head of Health and Human Services would still be a terrible idea, but people would feel less bad about it if he hadn't told us so much. He told us too much about his health, and that's why we're like, uh-oh, that's not the health I want. Because if he had just been like, hey, I've got some ideas on how to make the country healthier, we would be like, all right, you have a lot of ideas that are insane. But it's on the personal side, it's the fact that he told us he had a brain worm. You know what's crazy? I've never met anyone that had a brain worm. And that's for one or two reasons. Either he's the only person that's ever had a brain worm, or even people who had a worm eat their brain still had enough sense not to tell anybody that they had a brain worm. And why'd you have a brain worm, sir? Why'd you have a brain worm? Is it because you've been eating carcass for half your life? Is it because you see roadkill and go, oh, yum? That's crazy. That is wild that this man will just be driving, and what we see as terrible tragedies, he sees as plates. Because this is what a nation in decline looks like. You know, when you can't trust the vegetables. Probably a fantastic time to be a kid. No, it's probably great. You know, you look at your plate, you look down, and it's all dinosaur chicken nuggets, so you're like, oh, okay. Look like mom finally got with the program. Looks like she gets it now. Understands, nobody wants peas. Because that's the thing. What do you do? What do you do if you get it? Because now everybody thinks they got it. Now no single United States citizen can discern whether they have the psycho-spadoo-badoo IBS or a regular stomach ache. If you think guns are a problem in the United States, we've left guns behind for a week, and it's just been farts. Every fart, you can see it in people's eyes. They might as well have a gun. A gun would actually put you at ease. If somebody walked in with a gun and just started waving it, you'd be like, all right, at least I know his stomach right. Nobody's doing a shooting when they're tooting, all right? Because this is a terrible thing. When I tell you that there are people, I've been watching people genuinely panic. Because I know a lot of like health nuts too. I know a lot of people who are really into that healthy, holistic, vegan lifestyle, and they don't know what to do right now. Literally the entire list of what they're supposed to eat is everything that the government is like, you can try if you want. And it's a good way to get out of stuff. It is. If you at work and you want to go home, just be like, ooh. All you have to do is give people the eyes. They'll know. Give the people the eyes. Your boss asking you to stay late. You're like, I would, but I should laugh, but there was, okay. I don't know if this guy had it or not, but I was at a meeting. I was in this office building, and this one dude ran, okay. You're going to judge me, but all right. This one dude ran to the bathroom. Like, I was in the hallway going to the elevators to leave the building, and the bathroom was like, you know, near where the elevators were. I saw this one dude run to the elevator, and instead of like a bathroom with stalls and all this like that, it was like a single person bathroom. So he runs up and he tries to pull the handle, and the handle doesn't jiggle, and he just goes, no! I've never hit an elevator button so fast. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Because I try to be healthy. I try to give it a shot. Eat some of what I'm supposed to eat. Eat the green stuff, the red. They say eat the rainbows. So I try, you know, blueberries, raspberry, blackberries, all this stuff like that. And I didn't know. This story escaped me for a bit. I'll admit. I usually am reading the news all the time and watching the news all the time. But for whatever reason, this one got past me. I found out about it like a few days late. So it had already been circulating, and I just don't know how I missed it, but it just wasn't something that I had read about or anything. And I went to like a salad bowl place. I went to the salad bowl place, and I walked in, and there was only one guy working there. Nobody was in there. And the one guy looked surprised to see me. I walked in, he was like, huh. I don't know, I didn't know anything was wrong. I just walked up, started ordering. I was like, yeah, let me get the, let me get the Green Goddess bowl. And he was like, oh. Okay, you don't need like directions or something, or let me get the Green Goddess bowl. He's like, oh, okay. Grabs the bowl, and he was like, well, what would you like as your base? And I was like, I'll do the mixed greens. And he was like, you sure the rice right there? I'll do the mixed greens. He was like, okay. What protein would you like? We have lamb, beef, chicken, fish, shrimp. And I was like, I'll actually do the jackfruit right there. Be sure, because the lamb is delicious. Now I'll do the jackfruit. Okay. Do you want any other vegetables on it? I was like, yeah, let me get the lettuce, tomatoes, cilantro. maybe a little cucumber on there. And he was like, and just slides over to ring me up. And I get ready to grab my card, and he was like, oh, no charge, man. And I was like, oh, wow, really? Yeah, okay, thanks, man. That's so nice of you. And then he grabbed one of those lids. And he was like, is it for here or to go? And I was like, oh, I'll eat it here. And he was like, oh. All right, well, sit anywhere. So then I walked to my seat. I started eating my salad, and then this man watched me eat my salad. Straight up through his fingers was like, at one point, I'm halfway through my salad. He walked past me, and out of nowhere, we weren't talking, and he just goes, the bathroom code is 0248. I finished my bowl, clean up my plate and everything, and then when I walk out of the restaurant, my phone buzzes with a notification, because I got the news apps and stuff, and so I went in my pocket and grabbed my phone, and I was like, what? And it was a glass door. I turned around, looked right at him, and he was like, everybody thinks they got it. Everybody thinks they have it. Because how you know? This is one of the most terrifyingly perfect bacteria to get. If this was a zombie movie, we'd all be dead right now. They're like, oh, it either takes 2 days or like 2 weeks to kick in, lasts for like 6 months. Just make sure you drink your Pedialyte. My friend called me thinking he had it. He was like, ooh. Ooh. This man called me and literally said, I picked up the phone, he's like, I think they got me. And I'm like, okay, who, what? And he's like, the parasite, they got me. I ate some berries. This is bad, I ate some berries. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot. I bought them and I didn't watch the news and I ate the berries. Now I think, oh, they got me. And I was like, okay, how do you know you have it? Like, are you experiencing the main symptom? Like, how do you, well, you say you think they got you. And he's like, I don't know, I don't feel good. I don't know, I just don't feel right. This is bad. I think I got it. Yeah, I think I know I got it. And I was like, okay, well, you should definitely drink your liquids. Make sure you get your electrolytes and everything. And then rest. Don't like overexert yourself or anything. And yeah, I don't know what else you want me to do about that. Like everything I told you was pretty Googleable. Like, what do you want me to do? And he was like, I just called you for some support. And I don't even know what made me ask. But I was like, you're not on the toilet right now, are you? And he was like, if I answer, will you hang up? Get off the phone. Oh, we're in a bad way. It's like, this administration is nothing but metaphors. You know? Like even when I watched his speech, where he complained 6 years later about an election he lost, I was like, I thought all the explosive diarrhea was supposed to come from the other end. That's crazy. Sometimes you will see someone do something that is not just like silly. It'll be so stupid. It will actually be so stupid that you ask them the question, how are you alive? You'll see someone do a thing, you're like, what kind of life have you been living up until this point where nothing has happened to you wow. I saw this guy, this video of this guy who called 911 because he was stuck in a porta potty. I'll admit, not an ideal situation. I'm sure he tried a bunch of things to leave, and then when they didn't work, he called 911. But this is my thing. Let's say it happens to you. You want to avoid it, but it happens. You catch the cyclospora, whatever, and then you run to the nearest bathroom that you can because, as the news said, it's explosive. And then you sit in this porta potty, and then you're just in the porta potty for so long that, your legs fall asleep. They fall asleep, all right? And so now you get ready to go and you're like, I understand. Calling 911. Or, let's say, you're like a smaller than average gentleman. I understand. Maybe you sit down to porta potty, and maybe, because you're smaller than the average bear, you get a little stuck. You're over here, knees to chest, and you're kicking, trying to get up. And so you call 911. That's not what happened in this case. In this case, firefighters show up. They call 911. 911 shows up. These firefighters show up, and when they bust open the door, they pull the door open, and no one's in there. Like nobody's in there at all. They just hear, help. If I'm a fighter and you call 911 and they send me, and I bust open the lock, I pull open the door, and there's nobody in there, and I hear help, it better be a ghost. It better absolutely be that you have left your mortal coil and now your spirit is calling out for the help you wish you got in life. That's what it has to be. No, this man called 911 because he fell in. I don't know how. The firefighters don't know how. No one knows how this happened. No one knows how this fell in. And so then he called for help. And when he said help, it's crazy because firefighters do that. Firefighters fight. Fire's pretty scary. Firefighters run into burning buildings, but when I tell you, every single one of them, when they heard help, they were like, oh no. These are like jacked firefighters. And they're all like, oh no. They're over there standing back and yelling, how? And then all you see on camera from the person who was recording, all you see is just a hand rise up. And the firefighter's like, And can I tell you, I didn't know how healing it would be to see a firefighter react how I would react. These firefighters, they didn't even grab a stick to hand to him to pull him out. They were all just trying to coach. They were like, no, all right, fight. Come on, man, you can do it. Finally, one of them brings a tiger saw, and they just start sawing parts of the porta potty away, because still no one's gonna touch him or help him. They're like, best we can do is cut you out a little bit. You're gonna have to do it on your own. Come on, man, you can do it. They sounded, standing as far away as they could, they sounded like somebody trying to coach someone who was losing a boxing match. Just like, come on, you can do it. Come on, try. And the entire reason that I told you all of that is that I think it's the best metaphor for the situation we're in the United States, because you're literally our neighbors. Our hands are reaching out. You're like, oh.